Hello and welcome to Simple Stamping Saturday. I'm back. IT issues are the bane of my life, but anyway, I'm back and I've got a really cute project to share with you today. So just need to do the basic stuff that I have to do. So I'm a UK-based Stampin' Up demonstrator working across the UK, France, Germany, Austria and the Netherlands. If you need any Stampin' Up products or would like to join Stampin' Up, I would be thrilled if you would consider shopping or joining my team. There are links below in the description bar to do both the shopping and the joining. There's also going to be a link for the blog post that goes with this video with some more photographs, close-ups, list of the products, those sorts of things. So without further ado, let's get started and have a look at what we are making. Can't find my mouse, there it is. So this is the project that we are going to make today. Really cute little project, and it uses, let me bring them in, the Honeybee home stamp set. I've used some watercolor pencils and the Honeybee Blooms dies as well. And I have used one of the 3D embossing folders, and I can never remember what it's called, but it will be listed on the on my website. So let me grab my spare white note card. Oh, and of course I have coloured. I have stamped on the envelope as well, because Simple Stamping Saturday always has a stamped envelope. Right, I'm using one ink pad and colours that are from the second assortment of watercolour pencils. I've already mounted up the flower that I want to use, and I'm just going to ink that up. And I'm coming, my score line is here, and I'm coming deliberately across. That way it looks intentional that it's not in the middle. If you go sort of not quite but nearly in the middle, it will look, was it meant to be in the middle or wasn't it? So that's our floral, and get some bees on there as well. So we're going to have one there, one up here. I have to say these bees look very large in comparison to the flower, but never mind. And this one will have just there. And then my sentiment, which is "You're the nicest." The options are "Such happy news," "So glad we're family," "Miss you," "Best of luck," "Stay wonderful," and "You're the nicest." So I've selected "You're the nicest." So we'll ink that up, and I'm going to stamp it so that it's going across the stalk of the flower. So it's actually either side of that floral. So, envelope, while I remember, let's do the envelope. So we've got a little buzzy bee down in the corner. So we can get rid of the ink pad, pop that away, and I am going to very quickly clean my stamps just while that ink is setting. Because it's classic ink, it's not the Memento. The recommended ink for watercolor pencils is actually StazOn, but StazOn is quite, I think it's an advanced ink, so I'm not using it. Memento would be fine, but I wanted a slightly softer outline, so I've gone for Basic Grey. And Basic Grey is one of the colours in the designer series paper. So I was guided slightly by that. So these are now nice and clean. And we can bring in just 3 watercolour pencils, and in fact I only used, oh no, I've left one out. There are 3. Now I used, where's it gone? There we are. I used Cajun Craze for my bees on the first card, and I'm going to try with crushed curry instead, because they came out a bit brown, although having said that, on the stepped up versions they are a bit brown, but it's fine. So, gorgeous grape, and I'm just going to colour my flowers, not completely, because I want a little bit of shading, and the easiest way to get shading is to leave white space, literally, and then you can blend into that space. Where there's a shadow, I am going to put some colour. So in the middle of the flower, for example, there would be a dipped area, so that would need to be darker. I think that's all of the flowers. So now I'm going to do the bees. Oh, and did I colour their wings? I did. Ooh, and I think I used grey, which is in this first selection. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I remember what I did. You'd think I only made it 5 minutes ago. However, the ink pad that I put away I need out, and it will become apparent soon. Yes, I think the crushed curry is a better colour for the bee. Although, as I say, it's not what I've used. I've not used anything close to crushed curry for my stepped up versions, because we don't really have that sort of a yellow. Even in the new natural tones, we don't have this sort of yellow. Garden green, again, it's in the paper. Not that this is going anywhere near the paper, but I'm just guided by that. I'm going to do some down underneath some of the flowers as well, because there are some areas where there is a gap for some colour. And this is very rough colouring. It doesn't need to be accurate at this stage. So that's what I've done so far. I'm going to colour with a blending brush, a blender pen. These come in a set of 3, and they last, or seem to last, forever. And I'm just going to move the colour around with it. Just be careful, and I know I say this every time, but it warrants repeating. Don't go over the same area lots, because you will pill the card. And you want to not do too much rushing backwards and forwards. Brushing backwards and forwards, because what you don't want to do is pick up the grey too much. It doesn't matter if you pick it up a little bit, but you don't want the grey to make the other colours dirty. Now, if you want some more colour, and I do, you can just touch your watercolour, your watercolour pencils with the end of your blending brush. Pen! It's a pen! It's a blender pen. Dear Lord, my brain seems to have gone on holiday today. I may not have the IT issues that I've been having recently, but I am having mental issues, as in my brain isn't working. I always scribble onto a bit of rough paper once I finish with a colour, and then I change to another colour, and I know I've got a clean brush pen. You may end up with staining on the end of your brush, pen, this. It's even got blender pen written on it. So you may end up with staining on the end of your blender pen, but so long as it's running clear, that's what really matters. So let's just do the green. And then I'm going to do the wings. And again, I'm going to use the blender pen, but rather than pencils, I'm using ink from the inside of the lid, and I'm just picking up a little bit and just brushing it, and I'm going up the wings so that it fades towards the end. It's a bit dark, that one, but never mind. I have quite a lot of ink on this pen now. So, and then just make the heads a little bit darker. And I've actually missed that bit there, which I will colour in a moment. So just catch the legs. I'm not going mad with colour on the legs. Just brush over it and it will pick up enough grey from the stamping to deal with it. I'm not colouring the bee on the front of the card, just the ones on the inside. So I can now put away my basic grey, fold my card and burnish, and that is our second version of the card. So this is the one using the Cajun craze, and this is the one using the crushed curry. So I will show you both over on my website and you can decide which you prefer. So there you are, that's those. So let me show you the stepped up version. So the first one is this, and what I've done is colour with fresh freesia. This is light misty mossy meadow, cinnamon cider, and light smoky slate. And then I've caught the wings, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I've caught the wings with clear wink of Stella and used the dies. Then this is just a strip of paper with the sentiment, designer series paper, fresh freesia to pick up the flowers, and I put it on Misty Moonlight. It is in the designer series paper, although I haven't used it here. It's just a nice nod towards that. And then for this stepped up version, I've got this, which again uses the same basic layering, but I've run this piece of paper, which is a wood grain anyway, through one of our 3D embossing folders. The colouring on the flower is the same. These are vellum, and again I've coloured them this with blends and with wink of Stella, and then I've stuck them with a tiny dot of glue onto the flowers, and that's what's holding them up, because you can't really use any other adhesive and get 3D, because vellum obviously is see-through. I've fussy cut the sentiment, and I've popped some of the fresh freesia in colour jewels around the whole thing, and I've also taken my wink of Stella and splatted onto the paper, so there's a general shimmer. So there we go. Those are our 3 cards for today. So we've got, let's put them in the right order. We've got simple, stepped up, and stepped up again, but basically the same card. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, I'm always grateful for a thumbs up. If you've got any questions or would like to leave a comment, you can do that below the description bar. And as I say, if you need any of the products or would like to see close-up photos, hop over to my website, which is linked in the description bar, and that will take you over there. Let me just pull you up so I can see you properly. So have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will look forward to seeing you again very soon, I hope. Until then, have fun.